All right, guys, today, this is something that's been highly requested from all of you guys, all you coaches out there. We're going to be talking about memberships, offering different types of memberships to your program, all that kind of great stuff. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Noah Varner. I help private soccer coaches build and scale their private training businesses to go full time and enjoy their financial freedom within their sport. And let's get right into it today. So, today we're going to be talking about memberships. We're going to be talking about offering memberships to your program. So if you're watching this, you might be a coach who is doing per sessions based. Maybe you're doing by session or you're selling session packs. And I'm here to tell you, you're on the right track, but you're way off at the same time. The problem with, the problem with individual sessions is that it's not guaranteed. There's nothing guaranteed about it. Parents, I'm sure some of you have experienced parents saying they're going to show up and then they never turn up and you never get the payment. And then, that payment that you were going to rely on to pay your bills, you won't be able to get that money, right? So that's a big problem. And the problem with session packs is that session packs, you can sell, let's say you sell 12 session packs, which is 3 months of training. That's fantastic. But you don't have an agreement in place and you don't have a time limit to these sessions. So somebody who buys 12 session packs can take forever to use it. They can take 6 months, 12 months to use it. So it really doesn't make much sense to do session packs, right? So that's where the memberships come in. So this is what we're going over today. Don't judge my handwriting. I know it sucks, okay? But we're going to be talking about memberships. We're going to go over an example of what type of memberships you could be offering and all that kind of great stuff, okay? So when we are doing memberships and you want to, I wish I could pop this up for you, but when we are doing memberships, and there's a few things that you're going to need to be able to introduce memberships in your program. You can't just go straight into introducing it because you need to have certain things in place for it to be able to work. Because you can offer memberships right now, but if you don't have an agreement in place, you don't have a 30-day cancellation period, all those kind of great things, nobody's going to take you serious. You won't be able to charge per month, right? So what you're going to need to be able to do these memberships is you're going to need 3 simple things, okay? So the first thing is you need to be doing more than just training. So you can't just be offering soccer training, right? Everybody's offering soccer training. And you can check out my other videos as well on creating value to your program. That's going to allow you to add things to your program, but you can't just be doing soccer training. You got to have some other intangibles, some other additive value creators that you can include in your membership to make it very attractive, make it attractive for people to want to go with the membership. And what that really means is, you offer soccer training and then you offer speed and agility training and homework and a training shirt and I'm going to go over an example as well, but that's just a brief example. You just need to add things to your program to offer in a package deal, right? The second thing that you're going to need is you're going to need an agreement with a 30-day cancellation period. So you're going to need a written agreement. When somebody signs on to your program, just like if you go to a gym, just like you go to an organization, they have you sign an agreement that you're going to tell them within outside of 30-day cancellation period, you're going to tell them you're cancel and you won't have to do the blah, blah, blah. Okay. But you need an agreement that's going to have all your rules in place because this is what's going to make you legit. Right? This is the difference between a coach who is not taken seriously and someone who is taken seriously. An agreement will make you be taken seriously. You need to have all your rules in place, all the rules for the parents, all the rules for the players, everybody. They will take you much more seriously. But more importantly, you need the 30-day cancellation period. That's huge. Okay? Basically, what that states is when they sign on, let's say they sign for 3 months, they need to tell you before that 3rd month starts as, hey, we don't plan on continuing training with you. Okay? We're putting in our 30-day cancellation. So then from there, you have 30 days to find a replacement. So you have, let's say you're doing a one-on-one spot and they tell you 30 days in advance. So that means you give yourself 30 days to find somebody else to slide into that spot, which is plenty of time, right? You need to be able to buy yourself time because if you don't have that 30-day period in place, even if it's like a 21-day period, you still need those because that's what's going to save you from getting screwed over. If you just let people leave whenever the heck they want, your whole business could collapse on you within a day or two, right? Like I'm sure some of you guys have run into it where, when you're doing summer training or you're doing winter training, business picks up. And then right as school starts and all the commitments start up again, you lose all your business, right? That's because you don't have a 30-day cancellation period, because anybody can leave whenever the heck they want. If they have a 30-day cancellation period, they have to stick to that. So if let's say they want to cancel within, 14 days, and we have a 30-day cancellation period in place, that means that if they want to cancel, then they either need to A, renew again, which for the whole 3 months, or B, they need to pay a month's worth of training to get out of that. So let's say you're charging $200 a month for one-on-one training. They tell you within the 30-day cancellation period, then they owe you to get out of the contract and not pay the remaining $600 for the next 3 months. They need to pay you $200 to cancel entirely. That's also going to give you 30 more days to figure out when you or how you're going to find somebody, put somebody in that slot. Okay, so that's going to buy you time. All right, and the third and final thing is you need makeup days. This one's huge for one-on-ones and groups. Okay, so you're going to need set days in the month where you're doing makeups. Now, let's say that's for groups. So for one-on-ones, if you're doing one-on-ones, makeups are easy because you can coordinate with the parent, right? So if you ended up canceling, you just make up the session at some other point, because remember, we're going to offer a certain amount of sessions per month. So you need to be able to provide all those sessions per month. There's going to be rain, there's going to be weather, delays, all that kind of stuff that you'll have to cancel trainings sometimes, some weeks. Okay, so you need to be able to make those up on another time with the one-on-ones. Now, if I were you, I'd set dates that you're going to specifically do those makeups. But for one-on-ones, you can just work with the parent. That's easy. For groups, it's a more difficult thing, right? So for groups, makeup sessions are difficult, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced trying to make it up with all of these people at once, and it just doesn't work. You can't coordinate with 10 people to get everybody to the exact spot at the same time and everyone be happy. It's just not possible. So what you need to do for the groups instead is you need to set the groups. So let's say you're running your group every Friday at 5 p.m. Now, something that I suggest to my coaches in the SBA is that we offer 2 group sessions a week, and then they're only allowed to do memberships of 1 session a week. So basically, we give them 2 classes, say Wednesday, Friday, and let's say they sign up for the Wednesdays. Say we have to cancel the Wednesday, right? If we are only offering 1 day out of the week, then that kind of screws us over, because then you won't be able to offer training for the rest of the week, and then now they're only down to 3 days that they can show up, which they paid for 4 out of the month, right? So how do we get around that? So there's 2 ways. One is the way of opening 2 up, like I just said. So Wednesday, Friday. So let's say Wednesday cancels, then you can just push them to Friday. Let's say Wednesday and Friday cancels because there was a massive rainstorm and the field's soaked. Then you could be like, all right, you guys can just come to Wednesday and Friday for the next 2 weeks. So there's 8 possible days. They're paying for 4. So you can, let's say that 2 of them get canceled. That's, you have 6 total days for those people to get them in. So there's no excuses on why they should be missing it, right? So then they can't come to you and be like, hey, we can't come to any of these sessions. There's no makeups for us. Like, we want our money back, right? If you throw enough sessions at them, they have the option. They signed on for that. That's their fault, not yours, okay? The second way is to offer a specific day every single month that is set for the makeups. So let's say you're doing 4 sessions a month for your groups. Have a 5th day every single month that's in the agreement that you've lined out like through the year. You're like, all right, April 26th, May 26th, June 26th. Like, those are going to be our makeup days every single month. So they know in advance. So if they end up missing a session or you have to cancel a session, then you could just push them to that session so they get their 4 days. Okay, so that's 2 ways that you can do it. Now, let's go over some example memberships. So once you've got a program that is offering more than just training, you've got an agreement in place with a 30-day cancellation period, and you've figured out how you're going to offer your group makeups, and then you're ready to launch your memberships. Okay, so with the memberships, I've put an example down here. So with memberships, what you want to do, and I always refer back to the gym example. You want to think about other organizations that are offering memberships too, and seeing what they're doing and what you should be doing. So, for instance, at my local gym, they offer two types of memberships. They offer a gold membership, so we called it elite here, and they offer a bronze membership, call it basic. Okay, so these two memberships offer two different things, two different price points, but they're still memberships to your program, right? So it depends. We want to give an option for the consumer who doesn't want to pay for all the extra fluff, who doesn't want all the extra stuff, and doesn't want to pay that much per month. We want to give an option to somebody who's willing to invest in their athlete, somebody who's willing to put money down so they can get better over time. So I've given you two options here. So we've got a basic membership and we've got an elite membership. Okay, so I'll just briefly read through these real quick. So the elite membership, what we're doing is it's a 6-month minimum commitment. They're going to get 4 group sessions a month. They're going to get 2 one-on-one sessions a month. They get a drill library access. They get homework, and they get a training shirt. Okay, all of that is for $300 a month. Now, I know what you're thinking. A lot of people probably can't afford that, or a lot of people probably can't see the investment in that, more to say. Okay, so that's when you go, okay, well, if you don't think the elite's good for you, and honestly, I think Jackson's at a place where he doesn't need this high-level training just because this is for my most elite guys. I think our basic membership would be just perfectly fine for you and your budget. And then what that'd be, it'd be something that's way less committing and offers way less stuff. So your basic program will only be 3 months of training commitment, minimum 3 months commitment. If you're doing anything less than that, you're done. Don't do that. 3-month minimum commitment to your program. Okay. It's going to be 4 sessions a month where you get a drill library and you get a training shirt. All right. And that's for $180 a month. Okay. Now that is significantly more affordable, but this is also paying you much more than you think, right? Like what is 180? What is that, 45 a session, right? So 45 a session for groups is fantastic. When here, you're doing so much more work, but they see this option and they're like, oh, well, this is too much, right? So they'll always go to this one, right? Unless they have the money, which that's what you want. You want this a high ticket, but 95% of them are going to go with the basic. And that's when you make that price that you initially wanted. Like I wanted $45 a session. You just jack up this price, the elite price. So it looks like it's so expensive, but it's so valuable. This makes this price, $180, look like nothing. So it's easy for them to say yes, right? So you give them options. And then here, what you're offering is you're not offering any extra stuff that's going to take you time, right? You notice that in the elites here, you've got 4 sessions of groups and 2 one-on-one sessions, and you're going to be assigning specific homework. That's going to take time away from you in your day, right? But if with the basic, you're only offering a drill library. That's easy. You just record videos and upload it, and it's in there forever. You don't have to do any extra fluff, and it's 4 group sessions. So they just show up, and you set your time, set day, and they show up to you. So it makes life a lot easier, and you still get paid a lot more, okay? But that's really everything that there is to know about these memberships. But like I said, you cannot introduce these things unless you have the agreement in place. You're doing more than just training, and you've got a makeup system in place. If you got all 3 of those things, you can start launching these memberships. If you do have any questions on memberships that you're launching, you're a little scared about what to possibly launch, just shoot me a text, 919-283-9670, or Instagram DM me at coach.noev, so Noah V. And this is Instagram. Just shoot me a DM, shoot me a text. I'll work with you on your programs. You send them all to me. I'll look it over, tell you what I think, what I like, what I don't like. You guys can fix it, and then you can launch it to your programs and to your players. But that's everything for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please subscribe. Hit me up if you guys ever need any help. I'm always looking to mentor more coaches and help you guys make more money. That's everything for me, guys. Have an awesome day. Go make some freaking money. Peace.